What is something, Misaki, that makes you happy? What is an experience, a place, a thing? Sometimes coffee makes people really happy.
That's a little thing. And I feel like happiness is just like to realize what around us. Like, I feel like we are enough already. What we already have is enough. But of course, as a human, we try to pursue more and more. Does it make sense? I don't know how to describe well, but I feel like we are enough. We have everything actually within us. But so okay, happiness for me, to me, is to realize like things around us, like which means appreciate everything what we have. Instead of just
Appreciation, gratitude.
Instead of just take for granted
what we have. Like health. Your health is something many humans take for granted until their health is bad. And then they are very unhappy and they realize they should have been happy before because they had good health or their family member had good health. That is something we take for granted, health.
Definitely. I agree with that. Yeah. So my happiness is to appreciate things what we have.
This is your definition of happiness is very similar to Buddhism.
Oh, really? Because I'm actually...
You are Buddhist?
Yeah. My religion is that. So maybe because of that.
So why we are unhappy often is because we want more. I want money. I want a new phone. We have, and we don't appreciate the things we do have. So this causes suffering. We suffer because we cannot see the things we could be happy about. And then we suffer and become unhappy because we don't appreciate what we have, and we put value on things that will not really bring us happiness. They bring us maybe satisfaction, which can be good and bring happiness, but not always. So for example, you get a new phone, maybe a new iPhone, but there are 13, 14 new iPhones. The iPhone will only make you happy maybe 1 month. And then you want a new phone, a new car, a new this. And then you become unhappy.
True.
Because you are focusing on things that are not going to lead to happiness.
Yeah, that's a good point, because we constantly buy new things. Especially iPhone is actually a good example because they create new things over and over.
We don't need computer. We don't need car. We only need food, shelter, and safety, and each other. A hug each other. This is good, like for babies and for humans. But everything else is a way to unhappiness, a way to suffering.
Okay, can I ask you a question? Because you mentioned that my soul is connected to Buddhist. How do you know? How did you know?
Oh, I didn't know soul. I'm walking with you. One moment. I'm going to the kitchen to check on my stew. I smell it. I'm afraid it's burning. I'm still cooking dinner.
Okay.
We have a doggy. No, the things that you had said, though I am not Buddhist, I have studied many texts and books on many religions and philosophies.
Okay.
Watch out, doggy. To find out happiness, to find more ways for happiness.
You actually did. Wow.
Because happiness is not a permanent emotion. It also comes and goes.
Right.
We cannot stay happy all the time, or it would not be happiness anymore. It would just be normal. You would just be nothing.
It's impossible, right? To be happy all the time. It's impossible.
This is another thing you would see in the ancient, what is that? The Tao, or yin and yang. You can't have happiness without unhappiness.
That is so deep. That's true.
Because you need we call this contrast. Some things do not exist without its opposite, or it would be nothing. Light and dark. You cannot say this is light. If it was light all the time, you would call it something else.
Wow, it's so deep, and it's true. I like it. Yeah, it's true.
A deep concept.
Yeah.
So speaking of happiness, since you study Buddhism, what are some things that you find in Buddhism that talk about happiness?
A lot. You know, there's a lot of religions. Like, let's say Christians, they believe God.
Right.
But in my Buddhist, it's called Nichiren Buddhism. We don't believe anything but us, ourselves. So I feel like their happiness is not like rely on people, a person. So it's not like because of God or anything.
Right.
It's within us.
There is an English or there is an American English phrase for this. We say you have to own it. You own your happiness. This means you are responsible for your happiness. It is your choice. It is your job to find happiness, to make happiness, to see things, to think ways that make you happy. Like gratitude and appreciation in not only in philosophy or religion, but also in psychology. One of the most common recommended practices to do if you are unhappy or depressed is to write down all the things you are grateful for that day, because it reminds you how much you have when you write down, I woke up, I'm alive, I don't have a disease, I have all my arms and legs and hands, I can move, I have family, I have my dog, I have a job, I have food in the refrigerator. And this makes you, if you do this practice every day, people become happier because they are focusing on good and not negative.
Are you like life coach or something? No? I thought you should be.
Just
like happiness coach.
Thank you. That's a compliment.
Yeah, it is.
No, but I have had many experiences in life. I try to have many different experiences with many different people in many different countries and places, because this makes me happy. This helps me find universal happiness. Where the world, we can be universal happiness is like doing your part for the world. If I am happy, maybe the person I talk to today will be more happy, and then they talk to someone and that person becomes more happy. Or Misaki, for example, in the world, in politics, the government, many countries everyone is unhappy and fighting because of politics. This is everywhere, many countries.
True.
Because they are focusing on unhappy things, and then this person is and when they go out, now that person is and now there are entire countries crazy because everybody's because our feelings are like diseases. They're infectious. This is science.
True.
You can pass a good feeling to somebody, or you can pass a bad feeling to somebody.
Yeah, that's so deep. So I feel like once that country became a really sad country, it is really hard to be happy country then?
Yeah. It's you see this with war.
Yeah.
You know, there is a major war. We know Russia and Ukraine, and now Israel and Palestine and the Gaza Strip and Hamas. Their sadness and their suffering becomes the rest of the world's sadness and suffering. And so not just even our country, to see other people not happy, to see people hurting, makes other people feel pain, which can make people angry. And then it spreads everywhere. It spreads just from us talking. This is why it's important to be kind, important to try to be happy, or we will all just become angry and go to war. We can't.
That is so true. I agree with you. Everything that you say. I feel like you should do something. I feel like you should be happiness coach or something. I'm actually serious. A lot of people.
So, I would hope so. But Ms. Misaki, you are intelligent. There are many people that would say, okay, you are intelligent person and a good person. Good people understand happiness because it is universal. It is not just Japan has happiness, one idea, and America has one idea, and Brazil. It is all the same idea. All the people, the same, many of the same things make us happy. Pursuit of material, we call these material possessions. So material means you pay. You pay money to buy it. And many of the books for thousands of years, if it was written in Scandinavia, if it was written in Greece, all of the books through time, they say this over and over and over again. Humans need to stop wanting these material items because this causes the suffering. This causes the wars. This causes people to steal, to kill. It's because they want material items, or they want money, they want the phone, they want the shoes. But some people don't have what they need, like food, like house, like safety. And these people, we need to help. People like this. But other people that just, I want. This is actually very American and what we call Western mentality.
Okay, Western mentality.
Well, countries like Japan fought for a long time, and Korea, to not have this Western mentality, this Western way of thinking come into their countries. And this has caused wars before. They were like, we don't want buy this, buy that. We don't want to think this is important and family is not. But come, I think maybe 1960s, Japan was just like England, just like America. Same thing with Korea. They became
Right.
westernized. So now it's,
Yeah.
this is important. Nah, family, meh. Work, buy, money. And this is not good for happiness.
Yeah, that's exactly what I was thinking. I feel like, especially in Japan, we work a lot. Of
Oh,
course, I
yes.
know. I
The
know, like,
world knows this. Nobody works harder than the Japanese.
yeah. Yeah, we actually even have a word called karoshi. This means death because of overtime.
Oh, yeah,
And
yeah.
it happens a
Exhaustion.
lot.
That's from exhaustion. I was just reading about
Oh,
how it's gone up. It's starting to go up. More people are dying from exhaustion. Yeah, Americans are lazy and fat, but
Are they? Are you guys?
yeah, they would never work the amount of hours that is normal in Japan. In many even though Japan is a modern country and very wealthy, in many developing countries, it is the same. The poor countries, they make the people work a lot more because poor people don't have many rights. You have to fight for that. So when even Mexico, you work 6 days a week, 10 hours a day. That is normal. That's standard.
Wow.
And it's
even Mexico.
Yeah, and it's funny because Americans call the Mexicans lazy because they take a nap, but they take a nap on their lunch break because they work 6 days a week in the sun, outside.
That's crazy.
10, 12 hours a day. It's you would take a nap too. I mean, it's hot. It's hard.
Of
it's
course
difficult.
they need it.
Yeah, Americans would, they would quit that job in a minute and say, I have rights. You can't make me work this long. But pay me more.
I didn't know that about Mexico's working culture.
Many
that is
Thailand, Nicaragua, like the poor countries, they make them work a lot.
Oh, that's really sad to hear that. I know we do work a lot in Japan, but Mexicans are crazy, like working out too much.
My dog's
it's okay.
Sorry.
It's okay. Yes, that's okay.
I think she smells the food.
But
we call this it came from the Industrial Revolution. So the Industrial Revolution was around when we got electricity, when we got lights. And this is also when people started to get jobs. Before, we did not have jobs.
Right.
You farmed, you built your own house, you traded. Maybe I have chickens, you have cows, I bring you eggs, you bring me milk.
Right.
People did not have jobs. But then, because of energy, like electricity, coal, trains, factories, they needed people to work. So people got jobs for the first time, and they got paid money to buy the chickens, to buy the eggs, to buy the milk. And everybody thought, yes, this is good, but maybe sometimes not good because people were dying. They worked too much. It was dangerous work. And now, people in many countries, especially Japan, the younger people in Japan are saying, maybe the jobs are not a good idea. Maybe we should go back to, I will make my food. I will have a farm. I will grow my food. I will make my house. I will do it.
And I will definitely do that.
And be happy.
Yeah, it's a lot healthier. And we will have more free time, I guess. I know we'll be busy, but we'll have free time. No stress than now.
And healthy. You are outside. outside.
Yeah.
Because we have technology, we don't have to die because of the weather. We know how to do the farming better. We know more. So maybe we go back 100 years, but do it better. We go back to farming and building and making. But we use modern technology and live for ourselves instead of working to live. We live for ourselves, and that is our work.
Yeah, that's exactly what we need.
Like, I think it's starting. It will happen more and more.
Yeah.
It's starting to happen. People are moving off grid or moving.
What is off grid? What does
off
grid
grid
mean?
Means not in a city, not in a town, like in a forest.
Countryside.
Yeah, countryside.
Okay.
And they are building their own houses. They are growing their own food. They are catching their own water. They are making their own electric with solar. No jobs. We don't need the money. Everything is right here.
Oh, I would love to live like that place.
See, you would love, everybody would love, because we don't want to work anymore. We're like